What's happening, you bad motherfuckers? It's Monday, November 9th. Uncle Joey's Joint is brought to you by Hydrant. Listen, the days are getting shorter. It's getting colder outside, and we can feel our energy getting sapped. Don't get sick this winter. Hydrating is the best thing you could do for your health. That's why I start my day with Hydrant. It helps me hydrate faster. After a workout, a bike ride around the neighborhood, this helps Uncle Joey feel tip-top magoo. And it tastes tremendous. Hydrant is a refreshing drink mix powder made with 4 key electrolytes your body needs: sodium, potassium, magnesium, and zinc. So do yourself a favor. I got a deal for you right now. 25% off your first order. Go drinkhydrant.com/Joey. Enter Joey at checkout. That's drinkhydrant.com/Joey. Enter promo code Joey for 25% off your first order. Health is wealth. Don't risk it. Get 25% off at drinkhydrant.com/Joey. Thank you for sponsoring the show. The show is also brought to you by CBD Lion. When it comes to CBD, nobody does it better. Whether it's the gummy bears, the bat ball, the infused tape, they got everything. Roll on, cream. Listen, I live and die with CBD Lion. Go to CBD Lion right now and press in Joey and get 20% off your first order delivered right to your goddamn house. Go to CBDLion.com right now and read about CBD, CBN. Read, learn before you go somewhere and make a bad decision. CBDLion.com, press in Joey. The church is also brought to you by Do Fasting. Intermittent fasting is one of the most effective ways to lose weight. But the trick is knowing when and how long you should fast so that it actually works and you're not just starving for no reason. As you guys know, after I turned 35, with the blow and everything, losing weight was my number one priority. Do fasting, the easiest 3-in-1 solution for weight loss, especially if you're struggling. And now that you're in the house, you're going to gain weight. This is the way to lose weight. You probably heard people trying this, and the benefits go just beyond weight loss. You can reduce inflammation and bad cholesterol also. Get a fully personalized plan based on your lifestyle. They'll tailor each plan to you. Go to dofasting.com/Joey right now. Again, dofasting.com/Joey. Press code Joey. Get a 6-month fasting program with 50% off plus 1 extra month. That's 7 months, guys. If you start today, you don't have to worry about January. I'm going to wait till January 1st. January 1st ain't going to come. It ain't going to come. So start today and get this over with. So by the time January 1st comes, you're already in a rhythm and the weight is falling off and you're getting healthier. Join now and speed up your weight loss journey. That's dofasting.com/Joey for 50% off a 6-month plan, and you get your 7th month free when you use Joey. Who's better than you guys? Nobody. I'm here to take care of you. Let's start this fucking jam. Candles are fucking lit, cocksuckers.
Come on in. Yeah, Joey's in the back.
Hey, look who it is. What's happening, cocksuckers?
Check 1, 2. Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint.
Greetings from Podcastville, you bad motherfuckers. Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint, Monday, November 9th. It was a great week last week, but hey, this week is going to be a lot fucking better. For starters, let's give New Jersey thanks for legalizing fucking medical marijuana, whatever, recreational marijuana. For you people who think I had something to do with it or whatever. I had nothing to do with it. I don't know nobody. I don't know nothing. I just called around before I left, and they said it was going to be put on the ballot. I think it got shot down last year, the year before. And so I was hoping. I can't vote. All I could do is send fucking, osmosis signals. And that's exactly what I did. And now we got it. So for you motherfuckers who were hating on me, going, we're going to call the cops on Joey. Call a cop. People have been calling the cop for 30 years. They sucked my dick then, they can suck my dick now. So, sorry. That's all I do anyway. I just smoke my reefer. The other night I went out and I did drink some cocktails. 2 fag cocktails. I had 2. Not 1, but 2 mimosas. Not mimosas. The other faggy cocktail, sangria. But I tell you what, I slept like a fucking baby. I realized, because I went there the week before and I had a mimosa, fucking sangria. It's just a little fucking glass too, 6 Weight Watcher points. But I realized when I came home that night, I slept fucking solid. I fucking slept like a tank. Did I get drunk? Not at all. I slept like a fucking tank though. So this Friday I had the opportunity. A buddy of mine goes, you want to have a fucking drink? I go, I'll meet you over there and we'll have a fucking sangria. And that's exactly what I did. I went over, had my 2 sangria, 12 Weight Watcher points. Thank God I rode my bike that day. And fucking tip-top Magoo. I slept like a baby. So I think that you're going to convert your Uncle Joey into a red wine drinker. Not like with the fucking glass, like a half a fag. I don't like glass wines. Whenever I see somebody drinking wine out of a glass, I want to, like, at home, like, to think that they're on Dynasty or on some fucking high-level show. It makes my blood pressure go up 1 over a fucking 100. So, I mean, I drink it on anything. A fucking juicer. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. A coconut. I don't give a fuck. A zombie glass, I just hate those people. I spilt wine while I was doing a Zoom on my fucking iPad. What are you, retarded? Why is wine close to your fucking iPad anyway? But who gives a fuck? Speaking of Zooms, all right, listen, when Mike and I put together Uncle Joey's joint, we told you that we're going to get better every week. We're going to do different things. Yes, it's taped with an iPhone. Yes, the bar had COVID. Yes, we had problems we stumbled upon. But we kept pushing along. Like, hey, listen, and this is what life is about. It's pushing along. If you want to be a fucking victim, you can be a fucking victim. But in my world, there's no fucking victims. You push along and you start somewhere, and every week you add on, and every week you try to be better and better and better at what you do. And people are going to try to kick you in the fucking stomach, just like they did with stand-up, just like they did when I tried to act, just like I did when I tried to do the original Church and the Beauty and the Beast. Me, I don't listen to you motherfuckers. I agree with you. I don't give a fuck. I just know from life that I'm going to be way better and better. So this week, Mike and I decided to add the blue sweatshirt to maybe add a little contour to the fucking podcast. Because some people think by adding a different shirt or, I've had different fucking advices from people. No, not really, Mike. But I'm just saying that, everybody's a fucking podcast fucking expert. So people always go, maybe it's, you should need a new table. Maybe, listen, what you need is fucking verbiage. What you need is communication, and what you need is your heart and soul to come through. Any other thing that you might have, explosives or cameras on fucking, what are those things that they...
fucking drone.
Yeah, I have a camera on a drone. It'll give you a different look. I don't need a different look. I'm ugly from every angle. I know that. You know what I'm saying? And forget from the bat. My ass is flat. I got a bald spot like a fucking Jew. I got problems like everybody else. But this week, against my best, interest, because I have to, it's like me moving. I got to do what's best for everybody. I decided to add the Zoom feature to our little fucking Uncle Joey's joint on a Monday to give you a different perspective, to give you, just to let you know where we're going with this fucking podcast. Every week we're going to add on and we're going to have different ideas. It's just like the fucking Patreon. The smoke thing didn't work. The crowdsourcing didn't work for us. So now we got to figure something else out. So maybe we'll give you an extra album of the week. We were supposed to do 2. Let's do 4. I got 1,000 albums I can review. So I don't give a fuck. You know me. I'll do albums till the end of fucking time. But I'm doing them in order, which is really weird because I want you to know the order of which my music came up on, like how I saw it and how it was presented to me. So it's kind of different. It's not like a whatever list. So it's even like that. Like we're adding different things as we go along because we don't know what we can do and what we can't do. Once this COVID is over, we're definitely going to have some fucking guests in this bitch. And we're definitely going to light a fucking thing on fire. And I'm definitely going to get an office where I can yell and scream and go off with my daughter not upstairs and I don't have to disrespect her. But for today, we gave you a different perspective. We gave you a Zoom with a dear friend of mine who I love for years. She's fucking beautiful. But I've always been in love with her balls because if you're going to be a female comic, you better show up with a fucking strap. If you're going to be, they're not putting enough women on the lineup. Well, you got to earn your fucking way up on the lineup. I'm sorry to tell you that. And it's not by fucking doing sexual favors, nothing. It's by being fucking funny. So today I bring you a little interview we do with Sue Costello, my girl out of Boston. Fucking tremendous comic, TV show. She was in The Fighter. I mean, she's the real deal. She was up there running with Lenny Clark, all the fucking boys. 30 years. I hope you enjoy it. Here it is. What's happened, you bad motherfuckers? We got my girl today, my fucking friend, old school, one of the best comics, fucking savagery, ran with the boys, never made a fucking peep. Miss Sue Costello out of Boston, Mass. What's happening, you sexy savage?
What's up?
How are you, Sue?
I'm so good. I have literally never been better.
You look great in The Fighter.
Thank you very much.
When I saw you on there, I was happy for you. You're
Thank you
still in the fucking game. You're still beautiful. What's happening?
Thank you. Everything's going good. My whole career is finally coming to fruition.
How long you been banging it out for, fucking Sue? How long have we been banging it out for, Sue?
30 years for me.
29 for me, Sue. So if anybody has their right to raise their hand, both of us do. So always know that.
Yeah, we do.
What's going on in your world?
Oh, so much. So you know I had Costello back in 1998.
Right.
So what's going on in my world is the way I've seen the world. So Costello was a lot about the disenfranchised middle class. It was about the healthcare system, the education system, sexism, and but I was young, and I was just out of Dorchester. I was just out of Boston, so I went to Hollywood with no nepotism. So I was like chum for the sharks. And so, but it's a duality that goes on with my career because they did let me on TV because I'm very appealing to the working class, but then they tried to manage me and control me because of the sexism and because they don't want the middle class to rise, which is why we're at where we're at right now politically.
How long did your show last for?
It was on for 8 episodes. No, we filmed 8. There were 4 episodes, but even the first. So what happened with Costello was they thought it was going to be the best thing that ever happened. Like the guys who produced Home Improvement and Roseanne did my show. And the night of the pilot, the Marines were literally hanging off the rafters screaming. The guys. It was always the guys, too, which was so interesting. I mean, the girls like me, but the guys really. And they were like, we fucking love you, Sue. And so they also had dollar signs. And these guys who produced Home Improvement and Roseanne, first of all, they chased me around the whole time telling me, don't be like Roseanne, don't be like Roseanne, don't be like Roseanne. And all I keep thinking is I should have been like fucking Roseanne. Roseanne was on for how many years? And mine was on for like 4 episodes. And so they were already established at this point. So I had this other woman co-create the show with me. And they left. They abandoned her. And she ended up having to run the show, but she didn't know how to run the show. So they thought it was just going to sail like Home Improvement did. Once they saw the pilot, they thought it was a slam dunk. And they put me on, but what they did, so what's going on in my career now is all reflected back then. So what they did was they moved King of the Hill, which was a male-driven show, and it was on Fox, and it was that was Fox's biggest show. It was their foundation. They moved King of the Hill to Tuesday night to launch my show. But it was a male-driven show. No guys were going to watch a woman's show without a reason. So what they did was they tanked King of the Hill by doing that. And the night of my premiere, Mark McGuire hit a 60-second home run, so it got preempted. So all the press building up to it shit the bed. And the press, looking back now, Colin Quinn, me and Colin had a big talk about this. The press were so provoked by my middle classness that I have an accent. They were very provoked by it, which is what's happening right now in the media. The elite media, they've gotten way worse. They don't want to hear it, which is going on with the divide in our country. They're shitting on the people that are voting for Trump, and I'm like, this is why they're voting for Trump, because you shit on us. And so back when so everything that's happening now was going on with Costello while the sexism was very strong. So it's a duality that goes on with my career. It's like I pushed through in a way that's never been done, and then the biggest thing that could happen, like even Mark McGuire, he was on. They said he did steroids, so I'm like, oh great, a drug addict guy ruined my career. Sport.
So what happened with CBS after that?
So CBS Les Moonves gave me my first 2 deals. He gave me my first deal where I did a pilot called Polly Dodge. The second deal, I was supposed to be on Murphy Brown for 13 episodes. Looking back now, because I just went back in with CBS, I realized he pushed me on Murphy Brown because I was supposed to go on another network. So all the talk about him fucking with women's careers is true. He promised me 13 episodes on Murphy Brown. I went on Murphy Brown because I thought that was the humble move to make instead of going on Townies, which was a new show, and I thought that was too egotistical. I was like, if I go on Murphy Brown, I'll get the exposure, I'll learn from the best, and then I'll do my own show instead of being an egomaniac thinking I want my own show. Well, she kicked me off before I even went in front of the camera, and I was devastated at the time. Now looking back, I see it's because he didn't want me to go on ABC, so he forced me on Murphy Brown, and she flexed her muscles and kicked me off. So everything that's come out in the press about him fucking with women's careers is true. With the career, with the business aspect of it. And then there was a pilot called Queens. He called me at midnight one night and he said, Sue, I just fired Ileana Douglas. Get on a plane tomorrow and come take over for her. So I take over for Ileana Douglas. I shoot the pilot. They don't pick it up. Everybody sees me on Queens and says Sue Costello deserves her own show. That's how I got Costello. So every move in my career was based on my acting and my ability. It was never just a fluke. And everybody's always like, oh, Sue just got all these deals. I'm like, no, actually, I did a pilot. And then from my acting, I got the second deal. And then from the second deal, I got Costello. So then after Costello, I was like, I can't take this. The sexism is too much. And I always wanted to do it like the boys. I've always been around the boys. I was on Tough Crowd. I've always been around everybody. And they've always invited me in. And they've managed me. I've been managed by the men. And it's just a fact. They keep you close, but they keep you down. And because there's more men than women. It's just, and I always say this, like when they go on tour, like when Dane Cook and those guys and Bobby Kelly went on tour in a trailer, I'm like, do you think they're all going to sit around and go, you know what? Let's invite Sue too. It's not going to happen. They're not going to invite a woman where they're all being boys. They're doing all their dick stuff or whatever they do. It just wasn't going to happen. It's just like, it's not going to happen. So all along, I was like, how do I do what the boys do? How do I break through? So I wrote my play. I started writing my play, which is about my life, which is about, I took myself out of Hollywood and wrote my play, and I did it, performed it for 20 years.
In New York.
In New York, in LA, everywhere. Performed it everywhere. I performed it over and 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 over again because I wanted to get so strong that I could perform. There's no props or anything with the play, and the play is about my whole life and my career. It's about Hollywood, about getting exploited. It's about how the system is set up to hurt us. It's about everything I tried to do with Costello. Because when Costello got canceled, I was like, I still have my voice. There was something about the fame thing. I didn't want to be famous. I wanted to be creative. And I didn't like all the unfairness. I didn't like the sexism. I didn't like the way the agents exploited you. I didn't like that they made you sign a deal where they put a lien on your career. I said, I'm not fucking doing this. And I went to therapy. I told my therapist I want to learn how to do this where I don't have to pay any percentages. She's like, oh, Sue, if you can get over your weaknesses, there's nothing you can't do. And so I worked really, really, really hard on the play. And the play got great reviews. I got a standing ovation at the New York Comedy Festival. And nothing would happen with it. So it was like, you want to talk about building strength. I had everything that you could need, but nothing was happening with it. But I never quit. And then one day I had a tour booked in China. So this is the sexism stuff that I want to talk about practically. So the sex stuff that goes on, that's been gone on with the guys, that's always gone on. That's how it has always been. So now that it started coming out with the Me Too movement, I was front and center with the Me Too movement because the end of the I've always wanted to do it like the guys. The reason why I made a big move is because I was supposed to go on tour in China. They came to me and they said, Sue, we want you to headline in China. I was booked at the end of August for 6 weeks or something. And the guy, long story short, he was bullying me before I went to China, the booker. And so I had to stand up to him to make sure that I didn't go to China by myself and have somebody bully me for 6 weeks. So I stood up to him, and he pulled the China tour out from underneath me. So that ego thing with men has been a real thing that's gone on financially for women. That is a fact. And so I felt like completely leveled again. I was like, oh my God, this is like the millionth time that this has happened. I'm like, we can't book more time at the end of the summer because people book in advance. So he crippled me financially. And I was sitting at my desk and I said, what should I do? I said, I want to do it like the boys. And I said, go see Les Moonves. A voice came down. And I emailed Les Moonves. I hadn't seen him in 20 years. And I said, will you meet with me? I need advice. Because ABC was coming to me about doing a talk show. They wanted me to be on The View. They wanted me to take over for Katie Couric. And everybody, IFC was coming to me because they were like, Sue, you're on stage talking about what it's like to be a woman and you're not angry. You're making it hilarious. So that was very enticing to them. Because
Now, did you meet with Moonves after he got fired, or?
No, before, in July 2017.
Okay.
And I told him an inkling of my idea, my TV show idea. An inkling. And I talked about my play. And he was like, oh my God, if this thing's as good as you say it is. And he was like a mad dog. He was like a fucking animal. I'm not joking. And it was business. It was business. And he kept asking me, how you making a living? 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 And I was sitting on the couch and I knew what he was doing. I knew what he was doing. He was trying to find my weakness because that's what they all done to me my whole career. Financially is where they all fucked me. And so I told him on purpose. I said, I've been broke. And the reason why I told him I was broke, this is where I started to learn how the boys do it. Because I was like, I'm going to put the steak in front of the lion and I'm going to see how the lion acts so I can protect myself. Most people would tell you, don't tell him that you're broke because he'll take advantage of you. I'm like, no, tell him and see how he acts. And sure enough, he went like a wild animal. But at the same time, I didn't know what was going on behind the scenes, that they were trying to get him out. But they were trying to get him out because of the merger. They weren't trying to get him out because of the sex. But I had no idea while I was up in front and center with this. So I lived front and center during the Me Too movement. And so I was a witness to all of it. So like I was telling you on the phone earlier, I'm able to see how they just totally fucking threw a couple guys under the bus so that they could do dirty business. So I'm like, never did I think I would come forth as a voice for men too. But that's what's happening. So forget about Me Too. It's men too.
Well, so you're smart enough to know how the comedy scene works. I mean, listen, if they start fucking canceling people, they're gonna have to cancel Sinatra eventually. They're gonna have to cancel Dean Martin. The Rat Pack. They're gonna have, for years there was a way that things were running. Metal music in particular. And women have stories and men have stories. I mean, if they really wanted to press charges today, they could throw Jimmy Page in jail for having a 14-year-old girlfriend. And, this has been going on forever. I'm happy that it got brought up into the limelight now. I have a daughter. I have 2 daughters. I have a 7-year-old. And I don't like what happened, how it went down in comedy. Because everybody knew what they were getting themselves into, I think. I think that when Harvey Weinstein took you to lunch, Sue, and he got up and said, let's go up to my room to look at his script, you had an inkling about what was going to happen as a woman.
See, and I like to hear
8 out of 10 women. What's that?
I like to hear what we got to let the guys talk so that we can hear the reason why it's gone on is because guys have been told not to have feelings and not to talk, so they act out. So then if we're going to shame guys more, guys need to be able to talk. Even if what you're saying isn't comfortable and even if it's wrong, we still need to be able to let you have, then you're not going to hurt me as much if you're talking. So, okay, so you tell me that, and then I explain to you, I hear what you're saying, and then I say to you, because there's a little bit of truth in everything, right? And I also think the dynamic was set up where women were set up to have to use their sexuality. There's a whole stuff that needs to be brought up. But the reason why it wasn't brought up is because they used the Me Too movement to fucking throw everybody on to the bus. They paid the Me Too movement off. They didn't, and that's why the guys are so mad, because they know it wasn't real. If a guy got same thing with George Floyd. Guys know that raping women is wrong. No guy is going to stand up and say we should rape women. Nobody's going to say that what happened with George Floyd is right. But it's because the media is using it to cover, and they're not doing what's right, that's causing the provocation. It's why the men are frustrated, because they know it's bullshit. They know they're being railroaded, and they are railroaded. CBS used the Me Too movement to cover what they were doing with the merger. They used the sex stories so that the media would look at the sex stories so they wouldn't see what was going on with their merger. And that's what the men are starting to see. So when you say that about Harvey Weinstein, there's another layer to it. Women brought those women to see Harvey Weinstein. The problem that's going on right now, at least for myself, I'm speaking for myself, is that I had to overcome my own women weaknesses. Because there was a sick way of everybody operating to get the power back. So women brought women to Harvey Weinstein. And that's a mechanism that goes on a lot, where the women help the men to hurt the women. So there was a trust with the women because the women were bringing them to him. I'm not saying that sex doesn't go on and it doesn't get exchanged and everything, but there's that mechanism that goes on that everybody doesn't see, that the men don't see. So there's a trust. And they did it. So they set up, so that's, you brought up the Harvey thing. That's what they did in business with the women. So now the whole year while I was doing my business, the men would bring a woman in the office with them. That was the new Me Too rule. And then I would sit in the office and I would go, so they would make a woman who's really brilliant, equal to the man, bring her into the office to be a watchdog. So now they're knocking the woman down, and she has to just sit there and pretend like she's watching, that he's not going to sexually harass her. But the woman that's equal to the man, who works with the man, is forced to feign empathy to me so that the guy can still fuck me financially. So you see, that's why everybody's frustrated, because they know it's bullshit. They know the bullshit's going on, but they don't know how to get underneath to the bottom of it. So they just keep building false narratives to cover what's really going on underneath, which is the business.
So I got to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Let's narrow it down away from Hollywood.
Okay.
And let's talk about it in the comedy club world.
Okay.
What did you experience in the comedy club world? And let's go with that one first, and then we'll go to the second part of this. What was your experience with comedy clubs? I mean, you're a fucking savage.
I'm
toured. I've seen you around men, and I respect you around men because you turn into one of us. I've said crazy shit around you, and you've never fucking flinched because you knew, you were smart enough to know that this is a boys' room. This is a fucking boys' room. What do you fucking think you're going to hear in a boys' room? Prayer? That we love our wives? No, we talk about disgusting things. I go watch football on Sunday at my friend's house. Women run out of there. Women run out of there because it's men in their primal fucking state. Every nationality gets a fucking whatever, pussy, twats, camel toes. You hear shit that you're not supposed to hear. I don't want my daughter to hear. How did you put up with it all those years?
Well, I put up with it because there was also there was a more sophisticated thing that I had to do. So take Tough Crowd for an example. We were on Tough Crowd. One of my favorite episodes on Tough Crowd was, so I described this recently because first of all, I put up with it because I didn't know any different, and I knew I wanted to keep going. I left Boston because of the sexism. I've always stood up for myself, and I've suffered in my career because I've stood up for myself. They've fucking leveled me. What's his face? Bill Blumenrice tried to fuck me out of do it. He wanted me to do my special in Boston. I'm from Boston. I just sold out the Women's Comedy Festival and Laugh Boston, and I wanted to do my special there. And he said, okay, it's going to be listen to how they do it. It's going to be $9,000 a night, a show. You have to do 2 shows, and you can't sell any tickets because you won't sell any. He was completely trying to cripple me behind the scenes. So the way I put up with it is I rented out the VFW hall in Boston and sold that out instead, and got an equal thing in the Boston Globe compared to the Wilbur. That's how I did it. I have an email where he said, "You're a fucking loser." So all this stuff was going on. This is how I did it. I just kept moving forward. But the tough crowd thing. So this is what what I did was I just kept managing my emotions and I kept understanding. So you're talking about the men when you're primal, right? I tried to get more like rational, and I'm like, okay, guys, when they go out with their guy friends, say they can't be vulnerable because they'll get their balls busted. They can't. And then I'm like, oh, so that's what's happening. So I get rational about that. And then I look at tough crowd and I go, okay, so tough crowd, Colin Quinn and all the boys had a regular job, a regular paying job. They were regulars. So they were very solid in their jobs. They were making money. They had camaraderie because they saw each other all the time. And then they would bring one woman in and circle her in every once in a while. So we had to come in with these guys who had the camaraderie, the financial stability, and have it be one girl with what, 4 guys, and kill. People don't understand the level of that's the dynamic that needs to be vocalized. Forget all the throwing the guys under the bus and everything. Guys, I don't think you'd interview anybody who would say, I'd like to rape women. And if they wouldn't even say it out loud anyways. But what's going on is we're not having a conversation about the actual fact. And I had to get over my own like resentment and victimhood. I had to. I just had to have like radical forgiveness. I just
To
had to
move
go
forward, you have to. Because
have
if
to.
you start putting a victim label on you, you're never going to move forward. Like right now, they're organizing to sue the Comedy Store.
Why?
I don't know. I just heard through the grapevine that a bunch of women don't feel like they were getting equal treated and stuff like that. I used to count the lineups every night. When I went back to the store in 2014, and then a couple of women mentioned things to me like in 2015 and 16. And if you noticed, I always put women on my podcast. I always had women on my podcast since day one. I didn't want to create that barrier, and I treated them just like the men, and I talked like if I had a man in the room, I always gave them the respect they deserved. But people still weren't happy with that. I don't know. I don't know how to please everybody. You can't please everybody.
No.
But I know
But
the
what I was
score was. Go ahead.
I was going to say the sophistication with tough crowd. You asked me how I handled it with it. So I realized I can't fight all the guys because then I'm just going to sound like a loud fucking crazy lady. And that's not, I don't want to be a loud, I want to do my comedy. I always just wanted to do my comedy. I was like, I just want to be funny and do my comedy. And I've had Al Martin tell me, Al Martin said right to my face, Sue Costello, you kill more than any other comic I've ever seen. And I hesitate to tell you that because you'll have the power. My friends told me, they would say, Sue, the guys are intimidated by you because you fucking kill, and it would kill my spirit because the club owners would crush me because a lot of them were failed comics and they didn't like that I killed the way I did. And I was never trying to take the guys down. I was just trying to hard flex how fucking hilarious I was. Charlie Murphy, he used to, God rest his soul, that man gave me my props like nobody's business. He used to say, Sue Costello's fucking gangsta. He put me
I thought you were a gangster. When I saw you in the store in '98, you intimidated me. I thought you were a gangster.
And
you
it's so
funny
funny
as fuck.
Right, but then I don't want to hurt the men. I had to break through that. I was like, I finally realized, I was like, oh, they think I want to hurt them. I don't want to hurt people. I love men. I just tweeted. I said, I love romantic gestures. I hate sexism. Like I'm finally able to vocalize my femininity. And so I'll talk about tough crowd in a second. But also, I started to learn that the word woman is for man. And if I stayed in my angry, feminist, crazy, like pain, justified pain, then I wouldn't have saw what that meant. And what it means is we have an energy that can call forth the best in men. And that's what I'm learning how to do. There's a bit of a like that I have to do. I'm from Boston. I got the balls. But guys like that. Like that's how guys respond. It's like wake them up and then you call forth the best side of them. And that's what men want to do. Even when you're dating somebody, a man wants to please you. He wants to feel useful. He wants to please. So if we break it down, go back to basics and get rid of this weird, it's almost a perversion that's happened with this sex stuff. It's perverted. It's like, why are we so perverted? And so with Tough Crowd, what I learned how to do. So one episode they were talking about how women were becoming men. Women are becoming men. Women are becoming men. So I know I've learned over the years, Jay Thomas, Artie Lang, I know how to hold my space and then go in and say what I need to say and not react to what 5 men are saying because I know that's never going to win. And so Patrice, so the beginning of Tough Crowd, we used to have a 4th act. right? And so I remember I was sitting there, and the fourth act said Sue Costell's flat ass on the monitor. I go, what is that? What is that? And the producer was like, oh, you're not supposed to see that. Oh, you're not supposed to see that. I go, what is that? She goes, that's Patrice O'Neal's fourth act. I go, I'm gonna fucking get him. I'm gonna get him. My whole focus on the tough crowd was to get Patrice. And they were all talking about how how women had turned into men. Now, if I was weak, I would start yelling, and then I'd look weak to the audience. Because the guys don't know, people don't know what's going on behind the scenes. They don't know that the guys are camaraderie that's for. They just looking at us like women aren't funny because we're screaming. So I started to learn that I started to get very sophisticated. And so I waited and I waited and I waited. And I said, what do you mean? I said, men are turning into women right before our very eyes. I go, look at Patrice. He's transforming into Aretha Franklin right now. Patrice fell over laughing. And it was funny because the guys would email me after Tough Crowd and they'd be like, Sue, your brilliance is intimidating. And then I'd get confused because I'm like, well, how come the guys aren't laughing? I'm like, oh, the guys aren't laughing because they don't want people to think I'm fun. I'm like, there was a whole dynamic that was going on that people weren't seeing. And so it was manifesting as like women screaming. So nobody was getting a handle on it. So I started to get very sophisticated with it. I had to.
You
I
had
have
to,
many
Sue.
guys. Huh?
You had to, Sue, because the only way you would last 30 years. This is why you've lasted 30 years. Because you've grown, you've adjusted along the way. And I've never, you just kept growing and you never stopped.
And I love people.
Yeah, you do.
And I
love
love
people.
men.
Good for you.
I love men. And I also see that women are part of the problem too. And I'm not afraid. I grew up in Boston. I'm not afraid of girl gangs. I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell's going on here? Maybe everybody's afraid of the angry women. I was afraid of them. And I'm like, wait a minute. I grew up with the honeybees in Charlestown. They fucking threatened me all the time. I was like, fuck you. I'm like, I'm not afraid. I started to get like, I'm like, I'm not afraid. And I also am righteous. I know what's right. I was up front. So I negotiated a TV deal with CBS while Les Moonves was going down that has provisions for women and protections for artists that has never been done before because they thought I was a fucking idiot blonde girl from Boston. So I had CBS sign my NDA to protect my IP after they tried to rob it from me. And I still beat them and had them sign my NDA to protect my IP. Then they tried to give me a deal and fuck me, and I fucking out negotiated them. And they tried to steal my script before Les went down, and I caught them. And then they retaliated against me, and I still caught them. And they thought because everybody was coming at me for a sex story because I was in the office with Les. And then they kept coming to me, like the New York Times came to me. Oh, you were in the internal investigation. They were questioning Les about you, and I'm like, why? I'm like, I have a deal. What the fuck is going on here? And they were so shady that they helped me figure out what the fuck happened. And now I see what happened. They used the Me Too movement to fucking push Les out of CBS. And they gave me a deal that they didn't honor because they didn't think anybody was ever going to see it because they were going to make me look like a whore. They were going to take my script. The Les article was going to come out. They were going to say Sue was in the office with Les. We don't know what happened, and push me to the side and steal my TV idea. And I fucking beat them. That's how you do it as a woman. That's how you fucking flip the tables. That's how you stand up and you fucking flip the tables. That's how you do it.
Sue, you have been a breath of fresh air to talk to after the last 8 months with everybody fucking jumping up and down. Let me ask you one last question, Sue.
Okay.
When you were at the store those 3 years, did you feel anything weird?
Only from Joe Rogan.
That's it?
Well, not even sexual. It was not sexual. I've had guys grab my ass. I've had club owners tell me to take my shirt off and I'll get my check. I've had I've had people like lots of stuff like that go on. Tons and tons of that stuff. But
take your shirt off or you won't get your check.
Yeah. In the office in the back. I don't think there's any guy in America that would say Sue should be treated like that. I really don't. I don't think that there's anybody that thinks I should get treated like that. And I think I could prove 1,000,000 times over how funny I am. I've been pressure tested.
I could prove it for you. I'm not worried about the funniness. It's the attitude that I love.
Yeah, because
listen, man, it's how you go into this as a woman. A funny woman told me a story one time. She goes, when I moved to LA, I had 2 options. I could either suck dick or put my ponytail under my hat and become one of the boys. And she goes, I went with the second option. And that's where I am today.
But now what I'm doing, I want to go further, Joey, and maintain my femininity. I want to go even further and be like, oh, being a feminine woman is actually going to help us all. It's going to help manage the men's aggression. If I stay feminine, if I stay loving, if I stay adorable and funny, which is what we always have been. And I'm like, how did I even, all I ever wanted to do was be funny and get paid for it. That's it. I mean, I got paid less in Vegas, Joey, just recently. They paid the middle guy more than me. It made me do more work. And I went on stage and I fucking called it out. And then the bouncer tried to like scare me to throw me off stage. I was like, fuck you. I've been thrown out of strip clubs in fucking Canada by my neck. Go ahead, throw me out. I don't even care anymore. I want my money. And I don't want to.
I'm not mad at you. You need your fucking money.
I do. I just want my
And
money
nobody
and
will
I want to
fuck
be
with you.
funny. I should make that the name of my special. I want my money and I want to be funny.
Now, Sue, you have a podcast?
I have my Sue TV show. I do it every day.
Every day, what time?
5 o'clock on Facebook, and it's building and building because I talk about politics. I talk about this Me Too stuff. I talk about the working class. I talk about how we're going to end up, it's going to go beyond the race. It's going to go beyond the gender, and it's going to turn into the 99%, the general strike. We're all going to get empowered because we're going to see where they're trying to keep us separate. They're trying to make the girls and the guys fight. They're trying to make the black and the white fight so that the 1% can keep us down. And I'm like, not today, motherfucker. Not today, Satan.
Sue, I want you to circle back with me in like 3 weeks.
All
Once
right.
we get this system down more, and you and I are going to get deeper into this, because this was a trial today for us, and it worked.
Yes.
It
I
fucking
feel like
worked.
me and
I'm
you.
so happy.
I feel like me and you will be good together because we really
Yes.
we're blue collar. We're salt of the earth. And
You're
I think
beautiful.
people need
You still look beautiful.
Thank you.
God bless you.
I feel beautiful. I
I
feel
just
happy.
recently found out that you dated my brother for a while.
Who's your brother?
My Irish brother, Greg Fitzsimmons. I never knew that.
Greg was my boyfriend for 4 years. I lived with
I
him.
never knew that.
That's how I got to New York.
I never knew that. I love that man with all my heart. If there's somebody I miss in LA, it's that Irish cocksucker.
Oh,
He
he's
was
a
going to
cocksucker.
Cuba. I had him going to Cuba. My aunt was going to pick him up at the airport before COVID. That's
really?
how much I love Greg Fitzsimmons.
Yeah, he was my boyfriend. He's the reason why I moved to New York.
I never
moved
knew that,
together.
Sue, till just fucking maybe a month ago.
Yep.
That's how bad I am.
We used to
But I
he used to
consider
coach
you-
me. Oh, go ahead.
What's up?
He used to coach me with the stand up and try to control me. And I would fuck up every time on stage by accident because he would try to control me so much. And then, like when Nancy Kerrigan was in the Olympics, I remember he's like, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, you got to do that. And I'm a free spirit. And I got on stage and Tanya Harding. And when I got on stage, I was supposed to say that I looked like Tanya Harding, and I said I looked like Nancy Kerrigan. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "You put too much pressure on me." I'm a free spirit. I'm not like a.
Well, Sue, I'm happy for you. I'm happy that we got in touch. I'm happy you were the first guest on the joint. Even though I couldn't get you on the church that week, I wanted to make it up to you.
I love it.
And I want you to know I love you and I support you in any venture. And if I could be on Sue TV,
Yes,
let me know.
I'm going to. And I'll just you doing this, Joey, and giving me the visibility is helping me. Just letting
I
people
love you to
see me
death,
in my
so-
natural habitat.
I'm not here to hold you down. I'm here to give you light. You're here to give me light.
And I'm just,
So
I just want to be funny.
That's it. Yeah, we're a team. And I want you to circle back with me every few weeks.
All
Do
right.
you mind?
No, I would love it.
Sounds good. I love you. Have a
Love
great
you.
week. You have any
Thank
dates coming up you want to plug?
No, I haven't been going on. I can't. I just
We
moved to
can't
Boston.
get nothing.
No,
We got nothing.
I thought Boston was going to open up a little bit, but it didn't. But I'm going to move forward with the CBS thing and with my TV show. So I still have my script. My script is all about bringing America together. I didn't let them take it. It's mine still, and I'm going to come through. I have journalists. They're going to write the story about what was going on. So when I come through, everybody's going to go, can't argue with Sue Costello being a bad bitch.
And you let them know here on Uncle Joey's joint, cocksuckers.
Yes!
I love you, Sue Costello.
Love you too.
There you go, cocksuckers. I hope you enjoyed my little tete-a-tete with Sue Costello. Sue Costello's great, and I support her fully, and I'm looking forward to doing her show. Hopefully this week we'll have some more Zoom guests for you, just to break it up a little bit. You know me, and then once I got things happening. I got things in the works. If you guys know anything about one thing about Lee. He told me once that everything I do is very cunning. It's very, I think it out, and it's very thoughtful. Why do one thing when you could do one thing and it branches out to three things? Do you follow what I'm saying to you? Everything has to be accurate. Everything has to be by the mark. Why would I want to go out on the road and hoard myself out right now when I got no material? That wouldn't be justice to you or justice to me. So I do everything by the fucking book. And yes, I'm hard on myself because, listen, that's what the problem is. Nobody's hard on themselves. Nobody calls themselves a fat fucking slob cunt. Get your shit together, you motherfucker. When I say those things in the morning, that's what I'm feeling in my heart. You got to get up and you got to get the fuck out there. Nobody's going to give you fucking dick. Those things I say are the same things I say to myself. I tame them down for you motherfuckers because I don't want to hurt your feelings. But I say horrible things to myself. So I'm very tough on myself because if I'm not tough on myself, who's going to be tough on me? Life? No. Life is tough enough. You got to be disciplined. You got to be fucking tough and you got to stick with it. If it was up to you guys, I'd be off the fucking air. If it was up to, with anything, with stand-up, any endeavor you want to do, there's always one motherfucker that puts it down, right? Mm-hmm. There's always one guy that has to make a fucking comment to try to deflate your fucking dream. Fuck that. Don't try to deflate my dream because you're not going to fucking work. Your dream is your dream. So we added the Zoom on this week. We hope you enjoy it. You know me, dog. I'm here for you motherfuckers. I'm not looking for nothing. I'm just looking to cover that 1 week of entertainment, 2 weeks of entertainment. I'm looking to let you know it's going to be all right. And I'm looking to let you know that I'm going through the same things you're going through. We're doing it fucking together. Thank you for watching Uncle Joey's Joint. And I'll see you guys Wednesday morning, tip-top Magoo, ready to fucking go. If you need to see more of Joey, if you want to see the album of the week, subscribe to Patreon. I think the album of the week is a great idea. Eventually, somebody's going to knock my head off. Last week, we did the fucking Great Pryor album. So if you haven't seen it, knock yourself out. We're probably going to add, I'll let you guys know on Patreon, but we're probably going to add a code to the Vimeo and just release it to the church, the tier members. All right, guys? I love you, motherfuckers. Have a great week. And now for a word from our motherfuckers. Thank you again for listening to The Joint. And again, it's brought to you by Hydrant. Listen, Hydrant is a refreshing drink mix powder made with 4 key electrolytes your body needs. Sodium, potassium, magnesium, and zinc. You're like, Joey, what do I need Hydrant? Because you don't want to get sick this winter. Hydrating is the best thing you could do for your health. That's why I start my day with Hydrant. It tastes tremendous, and it helps you hydrate faster. After a workout, a bike ride with my daughter, whatever, a little walk, I drink my little drink, and tip-top Magoo, I'm ready to rock. I feel a lot better. Why? Because you get an extra boost. So try Hydrant Immunity. It's got all the vitamins you want. A, B6, B12, C, D, plus ginger, and don't forget turmeric. Drink it hot or cold. Hydrant is backed by 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you don't love it, send it back for a full refund. Try Hydrant today and save up to 25% on your first order. Again, what the hell are you waiting for? I got a special deal like every other day. 25% off your first order. So go to drinkhydrant.com/Joey. Enter code Joey at checkout. Very important. That's drinkhydrant.com/Joey. Enter promo Joey for 25% off your first order. Remember, you can't do dick without your health. Health is wealth. Don't risk it. Get 25% off at drinkhydrant.com/Joey. Church is also brought to you by CBD Lion, one of my favorites out there. Why? Because they reduce inflammation, anxiety. It helps you with all the... who the fuck am I? I got a GED. You got to go to CBD Lion for the fucking... Read. Don't just go to a store and buy CBD. You got to buy the CBD that's tailored for you. And by you reading the information on CBD Lion, you could see what's going to work for you. Is it the cream? Is it the bath ball? Is it the kinesiology tape? Who the fuck knows? Go to cbdlion.com right now and press in Joey and get 20% off your order. All right, that's all I got to tell you. The Joint is also brought to you by Do fasting. Listen, losing weight is a motherfucker. It really is. And right now, we're going into a weight pandemonium here. Everywhere you turn, there's cookies. I live in Jersey. Everybody got a pizza in their house. How are you going to live with everybody got a pizza in your house? When you're 14, you can eat 2 slices and nothing happens because you're running around all day, getting chased by the cops. But once you're an old man like me, you eat 2 slices a day. You got a string on your ass, and people are floating you around. You don't need that. Right now is the time to get healthy. Do fasting is the easiest 3-in-1 solution for weight loss. You probably heard people trying this, and the benefits go way beyond weight loss. You can reduce inflammation, bad cholesterol. Do fasting is the most comprehensive fasting program, complete with meal plan and a workout routine that'll help you reach guaranteed results. This isn't a diet where you're hungry all the time. You can still eat normally, just at certain times of the day. Go to their website, take a quick quiz, and based on your answers, they'll generate a specialized program that is perfect for you. Now is the time to take care of yourself, guys. Get it done with Do Fasting. Go to dofasting.com/Joey and press in code Joey and get a 6-month fasting program, 50% off, plus 1 extra month totally free. Sound familiar? I'm trying to push you people in the right direction. Join now. Speed up your weight loss journey. That's dofasting.com/Joey for 50% off a 6-month plan and get your 7th month free when you use code Joey. I want to thank Do Fasting. I want to thank CBD Lion. And I want to thank Hydrant. But most importantly, I want to thank you guys for having my back. Stay black. Have a great week. I got nothing this week, but I'll be around. I love you, cocksuckers. Thank you for being on Patreon. Thank you for watching Uncle Joey's Joint. There you go. I don't want the fire department coming in and shit.
Hey, how you doing? Come on in. Yeah, Joey's in the back.
Hey, look who it is. What's happening, cocksuckers?
Check 1, 2. Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint.